Hello, everyone. I'm Jody Sanford, Dean of the Daniel J. Evans School of Public Policy and Governance. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to our 2021 virtual convocation ceremony. Today we come together to celebrate our amazing graduates and the culmination of their many years of hard work, and pause to note their achievements of the graduate degrees in public administration focused on public policy and management. Let me extend my welcome and sincere gratitude to our graduates' families and friends for all the many ways you supported our students during their time at Evans. I'm sure you're feeling very proud of them. I know I am. Thank you to our esteemed faculty and dedicated staff, a remarkable group of people who have been critical to your success, and to members of our wider community, including our alumni and members of our advisory board. Lastly, thank you to our guest speaker, Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland, who I will introduce and who we'll hear from shortly. Your time as students at the Evans School has been among the most remarkable in our history. Each of you have overcome hurdles to reach this day, and I hope today and in all the days to come, you feel a true sense of pride in your accomplishments. Your resilience in navigating this time, and grace in demonstrating such an ability to adapt and keep moving forward towards the completion of the degree is truly exceptional. I also applaud you for your commitment to reaching for the education that leaders need to make sense of this world that's full of complexity, to pursue your passions and make the greatest mark possible on the world. You have been an important part of this incredible community, and there are many who can attest to your strength, your resilience, your creativity, and your passion. Allison Cullen, who was the interim dean during the majority of your time at Evans, wanted me to share the following note. Class of 2021, the Evans School is changed by every class of students who join us, and certainly none of us is the same after we've spent time together. Recent years have been marked by a rare confluence of challenges, a pandemic, a renewed reckoning with racism, an assault on this country's democratic institutions. Still, through this turmoil, you have proven to be resilient and effective in working towards a more just and a more equitable future. Today, we celebrate you and your passion for public service that will change the world. Steve Page, Faculty Director of the EMPA program, shared a shout out to the Cohort 17. He said, "You've been steadfastly persistent and dedicated throughout your time with us, both in your own learning and in helping the Evans School and the EMPA in particular to attend more intentionally to issues of equity and inclusion. We admire your enthusiasm and support for one another and are deeply grateful for the passion and commitment you've demonstrated in your time with us. While I have not had the same opportunity to know you, we have more in common than you may think. Like you, I recently engaged in a period of reflection before embarking on a professional journey that was new. As I prepared to take the role of dean, I felt a mix of emotion. Deeply motivated, for sure, to be a change agent in the world, but really humbled by the opportunity and excited by the challenge. When the ground beneath you shifts and the path forward is not always clear, it certainly can be stressful. But I hope you take heart in knowing that it is not all about the role, the title, or the organization that you choose to work with. It really is about how you lift up others, how you share yourself with the communities that you serve. It really is about your impact. In so many ways, we are in a period of transition, individually, organizationally, nationally, even globally. There is a rich literature around transitions that contain maps and guides for how to travel through them. On the one hand, a big part of transitions is the inner shifts of identity, the different ways that you come to think about yourself that helps us find new ways to be. Some of this is easy and exciting, yet others of it are difficult. These shifts do not occur automatically, and they often require consistent and specific efforts. Kind of like making yourself study for advanced methods, or pushing yourself to show up for yet another Zoom meeting with your team. On the other hand, transitions make us step back and see the larger story, the trends that are shaping what's happening. And when you see that a policy window is open, move through it to take advantage of the moment to make the change that's needed. As graduates of one of the best public policy schools in the country, you have had opportunities to work on both of these levels, and we know you'll be able to thrive during transitions. You've also proven yourself capable of developing new tools and frameworks where the old ones are lacking. As some of you know, I'm a big believer in action and intentional reflection, trying to prototype new ideas and not get too attached to them. Failing fast and adjusting to magnify what is working really allows things to change more quickly. Best practice is, by definition, past practice. Innovation requires stepping into the unknown. And I see you building new practices, promising practice, and equitable practices that will advance our field and our world in the direction of justice. That is what these times demand of all of us. You have been a true force for good throughout your time at the Evans School. I'm excited to celebrate your impact today. You've truly distinguished yourselves as graduates who persevered as leaders during this extraordinary time. So now it is time in our ceremony when we will hear from an esteemed community leader who was selected by the Graduation Speaker Advisory Committee to address the graduating class. This year, we're honored to be joined by Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland, who has dedicated her career to public service. Congresswoman Strickland proudly represents Washington's 10th Congressional District. Born in Seoul, South Korea, Strickland is the first African American to represent Washington State and the Pacific Northwest at the federal level, and one of the first Korean American women elected to Congress. As the daughter of a veteran and a former mayor, Strickland brings a deep-seated passion for service. She's on the House Armed Services Committee and is a member of both the Congressional Black Caucus and the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus. She came to Congress to ensure that big government works for the South Sound and serves as a voice for traditionally underrepresented communities as we rebuild an economy that works for all of us. I offer my thanks to the Congresswoman for taking time out of her busy schedule to share her perspectives with us today. Thank you.
Congratulations on your graduation from the Evans School of Public Policy and Governance here at the University of Washington. As an alumni of the University of Washington myself, I want to thank you for the honor of speaking to the next generation of leaders from Washington State. Whether you're celebrating this very special occasion with family and friends, a close loved one, or curled up under a warm blanket from the comfort of your couch, I want you to take this moment to be proud of your achievement, especially at this very moment in history. We have faced a global health crisis of a lifetime. Our lives have been disrupted in ways we did not imagine. And thanks to our first responders and those who worked tirelessly to develop and distribute vaccines, we are hopeful about the future. We will always remember those we lost, and we must remember the lessons that we learned. To trust science, to invest in our schools, and to make sure those who've been left behind and hit the hardest are part of our recovery. Now, many of you have worked with city, state, and federal leaders while attending school, and you helped develop innovative ways to improve public access to essential services, and you put equity at the forefront of your work. Thank you for doing that. This experience alone puts you in a unique position, unlike those who came before you. As someone who started public service at City Hall, to my journey to the U.S. House of Representatives, I know that all levels of government need strong, dedicated people just like you in the coming months and years to rebuild and help us restore trust in our institutions. As you continue your journey, I ask you to always remember your story and the stories of those around you, because we all have a story to tell. Whether your ancestors arrived here in the U.S. on a slave ship, Ellis Island, crossed a border to escape poverty and violence, or were waiting on our shores when the Mayflower arrived, we all have a story to tell. Some of you will work in government agencies, keeping the machine of essential and human services humming along. Others of you may work directly for elected officials, and some of you will even go on to be elected officials yourselves. And besides wishing you the best of luck in a quick prayer, I want to remind you that you will shape the policies that directly impact the lives of others every day. And as you decide which path to take, remember that your story and the stories of those around you will help guide you down this path. So today I want to share with you a glimpse of my story and how it helped put me in the position I'm in today. The story I'm sharing is actually what my mother tells me, because I have no recollection of it. I was 1.5 years old at the time. My father joined a segregated army and fought in 2 wars in the U.S. for a country that did not always love him back. As a black soldier stationed in Korea, he met my mother while serving there. As a family, we moved to the U.S. and we arrived in Virginia in the 1960s in the Deep South. A proud military man, my father wore his army uniform, my mother was dressed as though she was going to church, and I was sitting in her lap. My father drove around Virginia all night long trying to find a motel room for our family, and no one would rent to us. Stop after stop, people didn't see a man representing his country or a young mother holding her baby. We were treated like others, intruders, less than human, and we certainly didn't feel like we belonged. A black man, his Asian wife, and their mixed-race baby. They turned us away. Then, almost after a full night of driving around, someone took mercy on us and let us rest. My father was angry and he was embarrassed. So that was my mother's introduction to the United States of America. Now, I share that piece of my history with you, not to dwell on the past, but to show you how my family story influences the path I have chosen. It's why I went into public service. And recently, I helped introduce and pass legislation targeted at combating the rise in anti-Asian hate crimes brought on by the pandemic. I'm also a proud co-sponsor of the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act, which is aimed at holding law enforcement accountable for their actions while improving public safety for all people. For too long in this country, individuals have been targeted because of who they are. And every day, I use my story and the story of others around me to make the change that is much needed in our government and in our country. When I first stepped onto the floors of Congress, in what is now the most diverse Congress to date, with more women and more people of color serving, I thought of all those who came before me, the fights they had, and the responsibility that I have to pay it forward. Representation does matter, but it cannot be strictly performative. Organizations that truly reflect the communities they serve are more stronger, more effective, and able to deliver on their promises. And that reflection must include people in positions of leadership and key decision-making responsibility. Now, some of you may not have even considered your story, and that's okay, but we all have one to tell. And whether your ancestors arrived on a slave ship at Ellis Island, crossed the border to escape poverty and violence, or stood on the shores of this country when the Mayflower arrived, we all have a story to tell. And I encourage you to do this. Get outside of your bubble of comfort or echo chamber and look beyond those you interact with every day or on a regular basis. Expand your understanding of others with intention and purpose, and include their stories in how you do your work, because this is how we build a government that is truly representative of all the people. Think of diversity in every possible sense of the word, and while gender, orientation, religion, or the color of your skin is often the hardest that our country struggles with, we also have to build a diverse coalition of individuals of different ages, political ideologies, education levels, life experience, and geographical representation. Never assume that groups of people are a monolith. There is so much more to diversity than we think, and it's our job to reach out to others, learn their stories, and welcome them. As new graduates who are likely interviewing for jobs, remember this: an interview is a reciprocal process. You are interviewing a prospective employer as much as they are interviewing you for the job. And I encourage you to ask about their track record promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace. Ask them to share their story of their personal journey or their organizations. And a few years down the road, when you're in charge, I ask you to remember my story and the stories of many others who helped you get there. Make sure your team, the people you hire, reflects the community that it serves. From city halls to the halls of Congress, I thought of my parents, our family's introduction to America in Virginia during the 60s, and how 56 years later I was sworn in to the U.S. House of Representatives. I am my parents' wildest dream, and telling my story helped me get here. When I was sworn in on January 3rd, I never imagined that 3 successive Wednesdays in January would include an insurrection, articles of impeachment, and the peaceful transition of power. I want to end today with a quote from the Joy Donnell Society. Storytelling helps us turn the chaos into context. Our diversity is our human advantage. The more perspectives from which we see the world, the more understanding we gather about our precious, complex existence. Again, I want to congratulate all of you on your graduation, and to your friends and family, I applaud you as well for helping these incredible students on this part of their journey. I wish you all the very best, and who knows, I may see some of you in the halls of Congress one day. Thank you so much, and thank you to the Evans School for this opportunity. I look forward to hearing your story, so please be sure to share it. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Amy Beck Harris, and I'm delighted to be representing the PhD graduates for 2021, myself and Emmy Obara. I joined the Evans School PhD program in 2013, defended my dissertation this past August, and am participating in this year's virtual graduation. So I suppose it's safe to say that I've been a part of the Evans School for a very long time. I thought I'd take a few moments to reflect on my time here. The nature of any PhD program is that all students have the same basic knowledge from our coursework, but really we're all experts in very different topics. I focus on international development, while Emmy thinks about criminal justice policy. Others in our cohorts focus on domestic food insecurity or the depleting fish stocks in the Pacific Island nations. But at the end of the day, what brings us together, apart, of course, from a shared experience of years of training, with endless cups of coffee, lots of laughter, and putting our heads together to puzzle through our work, is a shared drive and commitment to making the world a better place. My goals are to provide foreign aid implementers with tools and knowledge to make their work more participatory and equitable, and hopefully more effective. I also seek to help train the next generation of policy implementers and aid workers, and to push forward the field of development management and improve its positive global impact. In fact, as I prepared for this speech, I was again reminded of the beauty in a place like the Evans School. It's an institution that unites people who have a shared passion for public service, or in other words, a passion for making the lives of other people better in countless different ways. In an MPA program like the one at the Evans School, you gain the skills to maximize your ability to make others' lives better. In the PhD program, you learn to teach others these critical skills, and you learn how to do research that empowers you to better understand key policy problems, interventions, and systems, all with the goal of making others' lives better, either directly or indirectly. Faculty at the Evans School share a similar drive to have a positive impact on their communities, through their research, their teaching, and their connection with students. One has only to look at my mentor, Mary Kay Gugerty, to see this in action. So after these reflections, I'd like to offer you the following thought. Grad school and key points of transition, like the one we celebrate today, can serve as an important opportunity for pause. Given our shared interest in contributing to a positive impact on our communities, however you define that impact you seek, and however you define your community, I'd like to challenge us all to use this moment to reflect on what we each want to accomplish out in the world and how to make it happen. Certainly being in the midst of coursework and deadlines and dissertation revision number 3 or 4 or 5, it can be easy to lose sight of why we came here to begin with, of these bigger goals of having a positive public impact and of who we want to be in this world and how we want to engage with it. I know I have on multiple occasions, and this moment serves, at least for me, as a reminder of my commitment to having that positive impact and a reminder to continue to reflect on how I want to engage in the world, to constantly reflect, reassess, and when appropriate, redirect. To my co-grad Emmy, it's been an absolute pleasure being on this journey with you. To the upcoming PhD grads, you're almost there. If I can do it, you certainly can, because you're all much smarter than me. To our PhD student community, we couldn't have made it here without you. Thank you for being you. To our faculty and committees, thank you for your guidance and support. and for countless discussions and draft readings. To our families, thank you for your undying support and love. Finally, congratulations to the graduating classes of 2021. You've overcome tremendous obstacles to get here today. I hope that you take some well-deserved time to celebrate your achievements.
I acknowledge that we are on the traditional land of the first people of Seattle, the Duwamish people, past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and the Duwamish tribe. It is an immeasurable joy to have my class ask me to speak today in honor of the graduating class of 2021. Thank you to my classmates for this unforgettable moment. Thank you to all the family and friends and faculty for joining us for this celebration. And congratulations to all of the graduates. When I was 11 years old, my mother placed me up for adoption. In one day, I lost my entire family. In one day, I was no longer a sister, I was no longer a daughter, I was no longer a granddaughter. In one day, I became no one, just a statistic in a system designed to destroy me instead of heal me. But my story was not done being written. Navigating life with deep wounds, little support, and limited education, I was often faced with impossible choices, often having to choose between bad decisions or worse ones, because they were the only choices that I had. As I made my way into adulthood, fighting to simply survive, I began to question if I was actually broken, or if it were the systems around me, the systems that claimed healing but perpetuated harm, that were in fact what was shattered. My story was not done being written, and I dared to ask if I was alone in authoring it. Like many of you graduating today, it was harder to get here than I can ever properly convey. And simultaneously, as hard as it was for me, as many barriers as I faced, I know that I am here because of the whiteness of my skin. I have met barriers others have not, while simultaneously encountered access where many cannot. Graduates, our public administration degree has given us the tools to make or change the policies that our community lives by. We have an immense and sacred responsibility to convene community, to own our stories, to ask others theirs, and with this collective wisdom, create new, just, and equitable guidelines for decision-making. Through policy, we can write into history how we showed that Black lives matter, how we eradicated the overt and covert roots of Black, brown, and Asian hate, how we protected transgendered lives. We can write the policies so that we endlessly search for missing Indigenous women and girls until they are found, so that we stop incarcerating our wounded but instead heal them, so that I am not one of only 3% of foster youth who obtain a bachelor's degree and less than 1% that obtain a master's. And we can write the policies that show how we fiercely protected our earth, adoring her like our favorite ancestor. Class of 2021, our story is not done being written. With our community, author the new story that future generations will one day recognize as the poetry of all of our liberation.
Hello, Evans class of 2021. I'm honored to have been chosen by you to share some words as we finish our time at Evans. I don't know about you, but I can't believe we did it. We've been through a lot individually and collectively this past year and a half. I don't want to dwell on it, but in summary, it was rough. One of the most difficult aspects was the inability to genuinely connect with others in a way that felt safe. Brené Brown said it best in her book, Daring Greatly, "Connection is why we're here. We are hardwired to connect with others. It is what gives purpose and meaning to our lives, and without it, there is suffering." I don't know about you, but I'd say that's pretty spot on. Community is something that is so important, and yet we often don't recognize that, until this past year, that is. This is due in large part to our society's valuing of individualism, a habit of white supremacist culture. Our society values individualism over collectivism. We commend individual achievements and view success as an individual concept. I don't know about you, but there is no way I would be standing here talking to you if I had to do everything on my own. This is likely true for most of us, and yet we still value that idea of individual work, of lauding what a person can accomplish on their own, of having expectations around how much one person can change the world in their lifetime. By thinking in this way, we forget about the value of collectivism, of community, of helping one another, uplifting one another, of fighting for one another and alongside each other. Angela Davis said it best in her collection of speeches titled "Freedom is a Constant Struggle: Ferguson, Palestine, and the Foundations of a Movement." It is essential to resist the depiction of history as the work of heroic individuals in order for people today to recognize their potential agency as a part of an ever-expanding community of struggle. Many people hesitate to participate because they think they need to do it perfectly, whatever it may be. Creating an equitable environmental policy, advocating on behalf of civil rights, governing a nation, because again, the concept of individualism is etched into our very being, to where we think it's on our individual shoulders to single-handedly save the world. This type of thinking is exhausting. Austin Channing Brown says, "Remember, you are a creative being who is capable of making change, but it is not your responsibility to transform an entire organization." Apply that to everything. It is not your responsibility to transform an entire community, an entire city, an entire country, or an entire world. But as Anne Helen Peterson astutely noted, it is what we've been taught, that you work hard to get into college, then you work hard in college, then work hard in your job, and you'll be a success. We were raised to believe that success was the most important thing in our world. This expectation that we set on ourselves, this desire to work, our value as a worker and our value as a person have come intractably intertwined. And all of this, it doesn't do anything to bring about the change that we desire. What it does result in is burnout. And I don't want that for us. I want us to take care of ourselves and one another. I want us to live wholeheartedly, to heal collectively after this year and a half of collective trauma, to work hard with others in order to uplift everyone, and most importantly, to enjoy every minute of what life has to offer. Brené Brown writes, "Wholehearted living is about engaging in our lives from a place of worthiness. It means cultivating the courage, compassion, and connection to wake up in the morning and think, no matter what gets done and how much is left undone, I am enough." I'm in constant awe when I reflect on how much I've learned from each of you. It is my fervent hope that as we all step towards what is next, that we don't forget why we came here in the first place. We must heal, work, and grow collectively. I know that we will do great things, not only as individuals, but together in community. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Allison Cullen. Representing the Evans School faculty, it is my pleasure to present awards to graduates who have excelled in their Evans School academic and leadership activities. We commend these and all of our graduating students for their outstanding achievements. I'll begin with our Executive MPA Student Awards. As part of their final course in the EMPA program, students develop a capstone portfolio under the guidance of EMPA Faculty Director and Associate Professor Stephen Page that demonstrates their leadership development and application of program content within their professional experience. I am pleased to present this year's Outstanding Executive MPA Capstone Award to Sean Johnson. Sean's capstone featured a breadth and thoroughness, along with high-quality insight about his personal growth and learning related to his work at the U.S. Department of the Interior. Congratulations, Sean. Our next Executive MPA Award is the Exceptional EMPA Student Award. The recipient of this honor is selected by EMPA faculty. The award goes to a student who exhibits outstanding leadership, dedication to the Evans School and their cohort, and overall academic achievement in the EMPA program. This year's Exceptional Executive MPA Student Award goes to Leanne Talon. Leanne's ability to guide conversations while modeling empathy, reflection, and thoughtful analysis went hand in hand with her exemplary academic achievements. Leanne inspired connection within the cohort and strengthened the EMPA program for future students. Congratulations to Leanne, to Sean, and to all of our outstanding class of 2021 Executive MPA graduates. For our MPA graduates this year, our team-based capstone awards recognize graduates whose final capstone project was found to be exceptional, exemplifying clear problem definitions, excellent methodology, the incorporation of diverse perspectives, and recommendations for feasible and innovative policy solutions. The Environmental Policy and Management Research Prize goes to a team supervised by Professor Ann Bostrom for their project titled Planning for the Future, Assessing the Legacy of the Growth Management Act and Potential Policy Alternatives in the Puget Sound region. Miriam Amstutz, Haley Fagernes, Megan Ryan, Andrew Tomes. Congratulations, Miriam, Haley, Megan, and Andrew. The Justice and Diversity Research Prize goes to a team supervised by Professor Joaquin Herranz for their project titled Evaluating Disparity, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion in Government Performance Auditing. Catherine Daly, Jessica Doe, Taylor Hopkins, Jamie Tuggenberg. Congratulations, Catherine, Jessica, Taylor, and Jamie. The Nonprofit Management Research Prize this year is awarded to a team supervised by Professor Erica Mills Barnhart for their project titled Value-Based Evaluation Tools and Best Practices for the Latino Community Fund of Washington State. Jaslyn Jefferson, Norma Patricia Sanchez-Ortiz, Shayona Sana, Allison Zagara. Congratulations, Jaslyn, Norma, Shayona, and Allison. The Social Policy Research Prize goes to a student team supervised by Professor Matt Steuerwalt, who completed a project titled Reaching the Self-Employed, Promoting Paid Family Medical Leave and Long-Term Services and Supports in Washington State. Peyton Bordley, Ann Sivley, and Annette Slonim. Congratulations, Peyton, Ann, and Annette. This year's Policy and Governance Research Prize goes to a student team supervised by Professor Ann Bostrom, who completed a project titled Restart Partners Washington, State COVID-19 Vaccination, Strategies for Expediting a Safe and Equitable Recovery. Caitlin Bishop, Abby Miner, Hannah Peterson, and Maggie Hughes. Congratulations, Caitlin, Abby, Hannah, and Maggie. This year's Financial Management and Budgeting Prize goes to a student team supervised by Professor Steve Kosak, who completed a project titled Cost Analysis and Budget Evaluation for the Kaleidoscope Play and Learn program. Congratulations, Ben Crawley, Skyle Jiang, Zoe Dong, and Alex Camo. Congratulations, Ben, Sky, Zoe, and Alex. The final award this afternoon is the Daniel J. Evans Award for Outstanding Leadership, given to a graduating student with a record of innovative leadership and public service during their MPA studies. This year, I am pleased to present the Daniel J. Evans Leadership Award to James Siop. As many of his peers shared when nominating him for this honor, James has been an exceptional student leader, approaching each of his many leadership roles at the Evans School with genuine care, compassion, and thoughtfulness. Through 2 years of service on the Evans Student Organization, serving in advisory roles, supporting the search for the Evans School Dean and a new faculty hire, and dedicating countless hours to helping advance anti-racism, equity, and inclusion efforts within our school community, his contributions have been a vital part of the exceptional legacy of this class of 2021. Congratulations to James and to all of our award winners and our outstanding class of 2021 graduates. I am so proud of you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mary Kay Guberty. As a member of the Evans School faculty, it is my honor to commence the presentation of our class of 2021 graduates. We begin today by presenting our PhD in Public Policy and Management graduates, who each completed their doctoral degrees in the summer of 2020. Amy Beck Harris. Amy's dissertation is entitled Developing Participatory Development Through Foreign Aid Contracts. I had the privilege of serving as Amy's committee chair with committee members including Evans School professors Benjamin Brunges, Stephen Kosak, and Craig Thomas, and political science professor Victor Minaldo. Amy's research breaks new ground using original data and grounded fieldwork to build our understanding of how international development contracts can enable and support the participation of project beneficiaries. While at the Evans School, Amy won awards for her teaching and also managed to produce a new human, Tyler Harris. Congratulations to Amy Beck Harris on the outstanding achievement of earning her PhD.
Good afternoon. My name is Scott Allard. and as a member of the Evans School faculty, I am pleased to present our next PhD graduate, Emmy Obara. Emmy's dissertation is titled Criminal Justice Policy, Race, and the Dynamics of Admissions to Prison. I've had the privilege of serving as Emmy's committee chair with committee members including Evans School professors Heather Hill and Karen Martin, and UW sociology professor Alexis Harris. Emmy is one of the brightest emerging scholars working at the nexus of social policy and criminal justice policy today. Her work at the Evans School, examining inequality in the incarceral state, poses thought-leading questions and challenges policymakers to find more just solutions. Congratulations to Emmy Obara on the outstanding achievement of earning her PhD.
Good afternoon. I'm Steve Page, Faculty Director for the Executive Master of Public Administration program at the Evans School of Public Policy and Governance. These are the Executive MPA 2021 graduates. Audrey Ahlstrom, Yvonne Monique Aviva, Aniket Bandekar, Ashley Drake Berry, John Boatman, Christian B. Burnham, Justin Guan Chan, Evan Cook, Kathleen Dobran, Danica Globakar, Demetrius L. Hatcher, Sean Nicholas Johnson, Susan Yu Yi Lee, Miracle McLeod, Curvy Mesa Blue Yobek, Kalia Yvonne Moore, Fong Lewin, Nicholas Quijano, Jessica Ross, Hannah Scholes, Jamie Shaun, Juliana R. Tadano, Leanne Taylon, Jamie Whalen, Haley Williams. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Hello, my name is Crystal Hall, and as an Evans School faculty member, I am pleased to begin reading the names of the Masters of Public Administration graduates. Mac Bailan Acabado, Tiana Ahmed, Ala Marwan Al-Shebani, Zachary Alter, Miriam Amstutz, Patrick Babbitt, Kelsey Louise Bailey, Sophia Basil, Christian Belcher, Caitlin Bishop, Catherine Blair, Jeremy Blomberg, Peyton Bordley, Liapa Brachulite, Tyler Brenton, Chloe Melissa Burns, Pascal Chamberlain, Maddie Cheek, Cindy Chen, Victoria Chow Mun Jing, Sunny Claymo, Brittany Collins, Daniel Colvin. Alex Como. Benjamin Crawley. Brooks Christ. Catherine Daly. Margaret Rose Delaney. Ji Deng. Jessica Doe. Zhuyi Dong. Kush Kamlesh Doshi. Mark Dostal.
Jasmine Duong.
Brittany S. Diamond. Michelle Ruth Eastman. Anthony Ellis. Carolyn Engel. Calissa Eversman. Alexandria Exley. Haley Rose Fagerness. Caitlin Marie Flanagan. Mackenzie Allison Gaddy. Angela Patricia Gonzalez Yanis. Shannon Grimes. Jordan Habenicht. Camille Hawkinson. Parker Hollow. Ryan Harlow. Owen Harris. Blake Helt Worley. Connor Hennessy. Adam Hill. Sally Holmes. Taylor Hopkins. Alvin Huang. Jaslyn Jefferson. Sky Jiang. Nin Johnson. Keegan Johnson. Marina Elizabeth Kaminsky. Hannah Kennedy. Frances May Klein. Clarissa de Barros Lacerda. Benjamin Lee. Harrison D. Lee. Griffin Lerner. Mingju Lee. Elsie Liu. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Grant Bloom. As a member of the Evans School faculty, I'm pleased to continue the presentation of the Master of Public Administration graduates. Renee Marie Lumia. Dale Elizabeth Markey Crimp. Carly Marshall. Maria Matthew. Nick Maui. Shannon McDonald. Abigail Miner. Meredith Monty. Jeremy Moon. Eli Mulhausen. Jacob John Murray. Adam Barr Nebenzal. Minda Nicholas Nesbitt. Christine Nguyen. Victoria Ostrike. Eric Olson. Ahmed Amran. Garrett Scott Oppenheim. Jules Overfelt. Dorian Pacheco. Samishkaya Pandy. Marshall Pennock. Hannah Nicole Peterson. Gavin Pilo. Adam Porton. Faye Shin. Nina Rasmussen. Austin McKinley Raymond. Benjamin Keith Reinhardt. Jacqueline Robinette. Megan Pilar Ryan. Natalia Sofia Salazar. Norma Patricia Sanchez Ortiz. Madeline Sather. Shiona Sana. James Siop. Hannah Sieben. Anne Sibley. Annette Slonim. Radu Simtina. Natalie Claire Smith. Noam Soker. Christian Stark. Haley Tian. Andrew Toms. Ashley Truno. Jamie Dugenberg. Carlin Van Holmes. Ast Stella Bardinen. Michael Vargas. Tejaswini Vijapurapu. Gregory Wagner. Amelia Lyde Wallace. Yi Wang. Hallie Willis. Brady Lee Winston. Rebecca Xie. Siming Zhu. Wenjin Zhu. Annie Yin. Yuran Lin. Diang Xin. Allison Sagara. Benuao Zhu. Congratulations.
Congratulations, graduates. Your expertise in public leadership and management is needed now more than ever. The faculty, staff, alumni, and I stand behind you always as supports. We're immensely proud of each one of you. So without further ado, on behalf of the Evans School of Public Policy and Governance, I am proud to present the graduating class of 2021. Congratulations. Today, we celebrate you.
Congratulations, graduates.
We're so proud of you.
We're so proud of you.
Yay!
Amy,
we're so proud of you. Congratulations, Dr. Harris. Yay!
Hi, Allah. Assalamualaikum, Habibti. We just want to say that we are so proud of you on graduating with your master's degree.
Congratulations.
Yes. We know absolutely how hard you've been working to get to this place. We've heard all the complaints and all the, all your achievements, outside of being class speaker, which is a very big achievement.
Woo-hoo!
And yes, and we're just so proud of you, and we cannot wait to see what you have next planned, and for your career moving forward, and everything that you're going to achieve in life. And again, really proud of you. So.
This is only the beginning. You waited so long to finish your degree, and now that it's done, you have so much in store for you, and we can't wait to see where life is going to take you. You have accomplished so much, but you still have so much more, and we are so, so proud of you. Again, congratulations on completing your degree. We just can't believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not shocked,
I
obviously.
know.
'Cause
as your best friends, we've seen, how you've grown throughout the years in your program, and just as a person, and you're just one of the most amazing people that we know. And so
we love you. We support you.
Yes.
Congratulations again.
Yes. مبروك حبيبتي.
Bye.
Bye.
Congratulations, Susan. I'm here to celebrate your great successes and great achievement. I'm so happy and so proud of you. And you did it. And you are my inspiration. I'm sending my hugs and lots of love to you. Congrats.
Hi, my name is Andy Brokenbrough. I'd like to congratulate Susan Lee on her academic accomplishments. She has done it while juggling a surprising number of responsibilities outside of school. She has a wonderful story to tell about it sometime. It's really incredible. And we are also proud of what you have done. Congratulations.
Susan, an understanding and supportive supervisor, an excellent leadership, and a wonderful friend. Congratulations on your professional achievement. Yay, I'm so glad to be a part of your team.
Greeting from Maui. Aloha. Congratulations, Susan. I'm so happy for you to have received your master's. It was hard work and dedication. I hope all of us can learn from you.
Hello, my name is Stephen Darcy, and I would like to congratulate all the graduates, and also wherever you go with all your heart, and a special shout out to Susan Lee.
Congratulations, graduates. Here's to making our communities more just and equitable places for all. I'm proud of your work and wish you luck moving forward.
Hi,
Congratulations, Sean.
Congratulations getting out of graduate school. Good grades. It's really hard to do. We both know that. Working, being a full-time parent, being a full-time student, and you did it. Good
And
job.
you bought a home, found a home, sold a home, fixed up the home, moved in and out of all little homes and storage lockers. Dude, you rock it. You rock it. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Jordan.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
Congratulations, 2021 graduates.
Congratulations, Jacqueline.
Congratulations, Evans School grads. I'm Savvy.
I'm Julia.
I'm Zach.
And we wanted to give a very special shout out to Caitlin Bishop.
We're so proud of you. You're our best friend.
You did it!
Yay!
Congratulations!
Hi, Kalia. I am so proud of you. You are just a phenomenal human. I'm just so in awe of just everything you do. And I'm just so proud of you. I love you so much. Congratulations. And I can't wait to see what you do with all that you've learned, how you put it all together, and how you implement this into your life. I'm just so proud of you, girl. Keep on going, keep pushing, and I love you so much.
Congratulations, graduates. I am Rachel File, and it has been my privilege to get to know so many of you during your time at Evans. We are so proud of your accomplishments and your resilience. Congratulations.
Allison Zagara, our amazing daughter. Congratulations on earning your MPA.
You're truly a remarkable young woman. We know our shining star will continue to follow her dreams.
Congratulations. Love, Mom and Dad.
Hey, Allison. Congratulations. We're so proud of you and all that you've accomplished, especially in this last year with COVID, and you managed to get through and finish. We've been so lucky to be at your high school graduation, your college graduation, and now we're going to experience your master's graduation. We're so proud of you and we love you.
Felicitaciones, Allison. Con todo cariño de toda tu familia, no solamente aquí en los Estados Unidos, sino en el Perú también. We love you.
Way to go!
Yay!
Yay!
Congratulations, graduates. We are so proud of you and we will miss you so much. Thank you for blessing us with your resilience and your grace, and we hope that you'll stay in touch.
Hi, Kelsey. Congratulations. We love you so much. We wish we could be there, but this is so exciting and we're really proud of you.
Congrats, Kels. I'm so proud of you. You did it. Love you.
Congratulations, Kels. We're so proud of you. Woo, yeah.
Congratulations, Adam! So proud of you.
Yes.
We're all
proud of you.
Cheers. Cheers.
Everybody's here on your mother's birthday to wish you a very happy graduation.
Love you.
Love you, buddy. Bye-bye.
Hi, Uncle Adam. I hope you have a good congratulations.
Congratulations from Dublin, Uncle Adam. We're so excited for you. Well done.
Well done, Adam. We're really proud of you. Bye,
Bye,
from Dublin.
bye from Dublin.
Bye.
Wow, she did it again. She's invincible. She did it again. Haley, nobody on the planet more proud of you than your mother.
Hi, Allison. Just wanted to wish you a congrats on getting your master's degree. Super proud of you. It's so much work and you've worked so hard your whole life, and I'm just so happy and proud of you. Yay!
Happy graduation, Allison.
Hope you have a great day.
We're so proud of you.
Yeah,
We are
awesome
very
job.
proud of you.
Very proud of you, Allison.
See you
Congratulations.
soon. See you soon.
Hi, Allison.
Congratulations on your graduation. Here we are in Washington, D.C., and we're thinking of you on your special day, and well done.
Hi, I'm Carlos Cuevas. Congratulations to everyone. Wish you the very best going forward. Take care.
I'm Josh, and this is Juniper, and to the whole graduating class, we wanted to send a big congratulations. And to Minda, we wanted you to know that we are in awe of you, and we love you very much, and we're filled with hope for the future.
Hi, this is Jolene and Robin Harlow. Congratulations to Ryan Harlow and the Evans class of 2021. Be bold, be brave, be kind.
Congratulations, class of 2021. I want to send out all the best to you on this graduation day and really recognize the effort and the persistence it took to bring you to this day. You have done so well in the midst of such an unusual time. I'm thrilled for you. I celebrate you today, and I am delighted to see what you will do in the future. Go out there and make us proud and stay in touch. All my best goes with you.
Congratulations to all the Evans School graduates. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Jane.
And we're so proud of Haley. Haley, we're so proud of you. You worked really hard.
And you've done so much work to get to this moment, and we're really proud of you.
This is really big, and we love you so much. Love you.
Love you.
Congratulations, graduates. I'm Megan Ryan's mother, and I wish her and you all the best as you begin this next chapter. The world needs your talent and knowledge. I'm so proud of Megan and of all of you. Well done.